Greetings. Welcome to another Master Mom University live stream. Thank you all so much for being here with us. It is such a pleasure to be here. I am your host, Sister Bria X. Thank you all so much for another week. This week we have a very special program, and we are excited to be on episode 8, y'all. This is episode 8. I'm so happy and grateful. All praise is due to Allah. So we always open up in prayer. And so if it is okay with you, I'd like to ask your permission to pray for you so that we can open up today's meeting in the best of energy. Ashe. All right, attention prayer. Take whatever position of prayer is most comfortable for you. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Master of the day of judgment in which we now live. Thee do we serve, and thee do we beseech for help. Guide us on the right path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down. Know of those who go astray after hearing thy teachings. Amen. I mean, thank you so much for joining the Master Moms University tonight. We have such a wonderful program lined up. And tonight you are in for a special treat. This is part two, dos of our continuous of working with our new Master Moms University member, TaRah Tales. Let's go ahead and welcome her to the show. Greetings, my sister.
How are you? How are you?
I'm blessed, sis. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Absolutely. Good, good. Busy day, but I'm doing well.
I love your hair. It's so cute. With the
Thank you.
glasses. Yes,
Listen,
ma'am.
listen, I it was an accident, but I was like, okay, it's a quick and go, and it turned out kind of cute, so I
It
went with
is. It is.
it.
Okay, what's your shirt hitting on that? I was sleeping on myself. I'm woke now. Yes.
Period.
You
Looks
be
and
coming with
looks,
the drip,
okay?
honey.
Looks
And I'm
and
so
looks.
grateful you decided to join us. Thank you so
I
much
am
for.
grateful to be back, and I appreciate the welcome invitation.
Well, today it just seemed like full alignment with what you're going to be sharing with us today. If y'all didn't catch it, today's episode is about self sabotage, y'all.
Woo! Topic I know so well.
Self sabotage. I feel like we're overcoming self sabotage every single day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Self
Oh,
sabotage is something that we don't like to admit, but we know that we do. And once you start admitting what those things are that's sabotaging you, that's the beginning of shadow work. Bam. You are on to it. So I'm really excited about this topic, and just to get the perspectives of what people deal with and how they internalize sabotaging behaviors is a huge awakening for me, because it helps me to understand more of the conscious collective that we're tuned in, because we all feed off each other, and in some ways we're going to perpetuate the same type of behaviors or the same type of mannerisms, like how they say all Virgos act like this or all Tauruses act like that. That's because they share that collective energy within that time space, and they all exude certain characteristics about their personality in similar ways, but of course different, because they're different people. And when you are dealing with trauma, when you are not healing, you tend to self sabotage more, because it's a distraction, it's a numbing agent. So understanding and acknowledging the attributes that are self sabotage for you is the beginning of opening up a whole new possibility of life for you. It's the beginning of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, the silver lining in the gray cloud. All of the cliches that seem to have all of these catchy meanings really can be applied to life when you look at it from a certain perspective. So self sabotage is huge, and is not talked about enough. You know, are you there? Well, I'll keep going. As far as what I've noticed and what I like to deal with, and what I am incorporating into the program that I'll be releasing this June, Shadow Work to Success, or maybe Shadows to Success. I'm still working on that. But anyway, focusing on the self sabotaging habits in your life that affect your lower three chakras are the ones that dictate how quickly you go through the process of grief, trauma, healing, how well you're able to adapt. Wait, she said, are you there? Hey, can you guys hear me? Can we get some
yes,
feedback?
ma'am. We can hear you. We
Oh,
can hear you.
okay,
We can hear you
okay,
loud and
okay.
clear. I'm over here. I'm over here taking notes. Um,
Oh, great.
I
I
can
didn't
be
know.
right
I
here.
just was reading the comments. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, let me make sure they can hear me. But I start out focusing on, as I deal with the shadow, because the shadow, let's clear that up, okay? Let's put that to rest. What is the shadow? Because it's not yet as trendy or as mainstream when it's when it comes to talking about your energetic nature. You hear aura, you hear the vibes or my frequency and all of these sexy words, but shadow don't sound too hot, right? It don't sound like something you really want to participate and engage in, but it's so necessary because we have all heard out of the darkness comes the light. You know, what doesn't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse. So, what I focus on is learning how to integrate your shadow because the statement I made on the last show saying that 1 year of intense conscious shadow work is equal to 9 years of therapy comes from just giving a good 3 years of intense focus on the areas that are affected in each of those lower three chakras, right? In order to balance them, harmonize them, in order to understand yourself as it pertains to the energy that's contained in those chakras. And those first lower three chakras are the root. That's the first chakra, which when we're working with the root, we want to focus primarily on the things that focus on stability. So your finances, your fitness, your health, and your relationships with self, one, that's numero uno always. And then relationship with those that are closest to you that you love the most, as well as the collective community that gravitates to you and that you gravitate to. You should always aim to have a better impact around the people who are around you. You want to have a higher level of impact on the people you have around you as you grow and as you heal. So root chakra, we focus on those three aspects. So if you break that down, each of those aspects of your life will be addressed with the 3 months of intense shadow work. So the first month will be focusing on your finances. Second, fitness. You can even combine fitness and finance and start working on that from the very beginning, depending on what your goals are. Then you work on your relationships because the better you feel about yourself, the better your finances are, the happier you'll be. Let's be honest. Let's keep it real. And the more you will want to be around people, the more energy you will have to be able to tolerate some of the things that may get on your nerve if you having a bad day. So some of those things might just blow over your shoulder because it's more minute than anything else that's going on. So then the next 3 months, you're focusing on your um sacral chakra, which you want to deal with your sexuality, your ability to procreate, whether you have issues physically with procreation, if you even want to, if that's something that you want to experience, you address your sexual habits. Then you want to also address your creativity. How do you show up in the world in a creative way that expresses your authentic nature of just how you are in general, just who you are when the cameras aren't on, but they are and people are able to see it. How do you show up creatively? You tend to have a tough time being creative and allowing your inner thoughts and your inner feelings to exude if you got money issues. So that's why we handle that in the first 3 months. You know, you build. It's a building as you open up those energies within you and release the stagnant energies within you. You build upon each other. So it becomes easier. Life becomes easier. You're not as stressed. You're not having health concerns because you're addressing these areas. Then the third month, well, you only have two real main aspects of creativity and sexuality, how it applies to you for the sacral months. So you can choose to divvy that energy up that you focus on based off of what your needs are. If you're the type of person that has 7 kids and 10 baby mamas, or seven kids and 10 baby mamas, 10 kids and seven baby mamas, then maybe you should focus on your sacral a little bit more, because there's some hurt, there's some damage there that you're trying to replace with multiple partners. You're not addressing the need that is in that area pertaining to yourself first, because we focus on self first. Um, Therefore, you want to put more energy in that area. I like to make spiritual as abstract concepts practical. How does this show up in your life every single day? How do you interact with the people closest to you, the people that affect your day-to-day life? Because that is a projection of your reality. And if your reality is not hitting on what you want it to be hitting on, and therefore that's telling me we have some things we need to address. No matter what I see or what I hear to, help my clients with, you have to be ready to awaken to the consciousness of, this is how things are presented in my life for choices that I have made for me to be able to help you. I cannot I cannot allow you to think that everything that I have to give you is going to magically fix you. You have to be willing to apply it. You have to be willing to internalize it and have your own realization and understanding, like, yeah, I did see that red flag and I overlooked it because I wanted this to happen. And then when it didn't happen, I got disappointed, and I was disappointed in this person rather than being disappointed in myself for even picking to be in this type of scenario, So you have to get to that type of realization point within yourself for the information that I have to help you, because you're gonna peel back the layers. You're not gonna you shouldn't, even somebody in therapy, I don't think they ever share everything with their therapist. I just That doesn't logically make sense to me. There are some things that we probably will never utter to another person because that's something we went through. That's something we are processing. But you're supposed to be equipped with the tools that you need to be able to peel back those layers for yourself, so that when you find yourself in trying moments and you come across aspects of yourself that you finally understand, like, man, that's why I'm like that. You have
Yes.
to be able to check yourself. That's why I call the people that interact with me my cousins, because I'm like the person that everybody calls when they need a real reality check, and they need an unfiltered reality check that they know is coming with love, but it's going to be real. Therefore, you can learn to do that too. You can check
But
yourself.
how can someone know? How can people know when they're ready for that unfiltered reality check?
When you tired of living the way you've been living, because it's when you are so fed up that you are willing to try anything to help your situation. Like, you are so tired of meeting the same kind of woman, you so tired of meeting the same kind of man, you are so tired of a boss that treats you like crap on your job, you are so tired of your clients always want to negotiate your prices, you're ready to be in a totally different space, and you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone to get there.
Willingness to be uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
audience, if y'all are ready, meaning willing, you may not be
Yes.
fully ready. You may not ever really be fully ready, but if you're willing to be uncomfortable, even if it's for 3 months to a year, you may be ready to reach out to TaRah for some intense shadow work that can help you reach the reality that you're looking for.
I'm
Um,
gonna say it like this, not to cut you, but
no worries.
I'm gonna say it like this. If you look around your immediate environment, meaning your house where you sleep at every day, and you are not happy with the neighborhood that it's in, you should be calling me. If you are um mind boggled with all of the financial responsibility of your whole family. You make all of this money because you feel like you have to be the savior of your family. You should be calling me. You need someone who's gonna give you permission to forgive yourself. And it sounds so crazy, right? It sounds so bizarre, but you really have to have permission to forgive yourself. And most people don't know how to give themselves that permission. We're too busy beating ourselves up over what's not right in our lives, what mistakes we've made, and we haven't yet figured out why the mistakes have happened or how to not make the same mistake because it didn't happen multiple times before. So we're trying to figure out like what's wrong with us that we can't seem to get this right. And so you're constantly downing yourself. You're constantly on a trajectory mentally where you're not uplifting yourself. So therefore, you will never obtain the next level of happiness of your life that you want to reach because you're constantly thinking about I should have been here 3 years ago. If only I knew this when I was this age.
Mm,
So, it's really subconscious. That's the pressure behind the mindset, but retraining the mindset is the work that anyone can do no matter how long it's been.
I like
So,
that where you're using words like training
mhm.
and mindset to be able to bring it into a perspective where this is for anyone. You can be at any age and do
Mhm.
this type of work.
Absolutely. It'll help heal your body, relax your body, relax your muscles, relieve tension, relieve illnesses. Like, it's very powerful. What
So
your
how
mind
can
can do is incredible.
so let's go more into that. So how can we identify when we're exhibiting self-sabotaging behavior?
Okay, so one that I personally still deal with, I'll say anytime that I'm ready to make a major move, like I'm ready to put myself out there, be vulnerable to the public, like even with the release of my book, I went through a period where I felt things weren't going right because the book wasn't right or the book wasn't gonna be as helpful as I envision it to be, even though I know I put a lot of love into it. So um I had thoughts that why even waste your time, why even when you're on the when you come to a point, let's make it real simple. When you come to a point where you have two options, one that's more comfortable for you and one where you is really unknown, it's a possibility for great reward, but it's not guaranteed. It's just a little, spooky. It's not guaranteed, it's not solid. That's the moment where you have to make sure you pay attention to your thoughts. Which voice is the loudest? The one that's screaming, you don't need to do that. Don't try that. There's no reason to go beyond what you're already doing. You're doing enough already right now. If you constantly hearing a voice that's attempting to keep you where you are, that's a self-sabotaging voice. The
Hmm.
voice that's pushing you to say, but you never know what's on the other side. Try it. It'll challenge you. You'll have to increase your focus. You'll have to do this. You'll have to do that. That voice is the voice that's your higher self that's trying to push you towards elevation, but you just view it as the unknown. You just view it as the unpredictable, the unstable, rather than the higher guarantee.
Hmm. Allahu Akbar. I can relate, and I know a lot of people who are going to see this video are going to be able to relate when you have that like torn feeling and you're going back and forth with yourself. And
Hmm.
like, should I jump like double dash? Like, okay, when I'm gonna jump in, when I'm gonna go, when I'm gonna start that business, when I'm gonna quit my job, when I'm gonna move to that new city, or just put myself in a
Absolutely.
different environment. A lot of times as women, we are, I guess, waiting for permission, like you said. We're waiting for somebody to give us permission to go after what it is our spirit is yearning for, and you just open my eyes to, like, ladies, sisters, we're self-sabotaging if we think that we deserve what we currently have right now. And we should take that leap. We should always, at least try to take that leap, because what you're saying to me is that that's where the growth is. That's
Absolutely.
where we'll get something unexpected, because it's so unknown and so unfamiliar.
Yeah.
That's the decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Always choose the decision that's most uncomfortable because that's the one that's pushing you to do something different. If you're doing the same thing you always done, you're gonna get the same thing you always got, which we call insanity. But we don't apply that to our decision making skills and the things that we know. We think about it as, oh, wisdom from experience. No, you have to learn from the past and learn to see the cues that signal this is going to repeat the past, but then proceed to take risks,
Ooh,
proceed for growth.
sis, you blowing my mind over here. I don't know. I think this live might have been just for me. I don't know. I wish I had a bomb to drop, like a little sound bite. We're gonna get those. Our production is growing now. But
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get some bomb drops, because that just blew my mind. I and a lot of other people, I know that they're gonna bear witness to what you just said. Because if it is hard, or if it's challenging, if it's unknown, we get to learn something new that we didn't know about ourselves. But doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, that is the definition of insanity.
Absolutely.
Wow. Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness, y'all. I don't know. I don't know who needs to hear that, but when
I'm
we're making
hoping it's helping someone. Hopefully. Well, it helped you, so that's a start.
it
I
definitely,
appreciate it.
because I'm in the midst of I'm in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Just to give you, and just to give our audience some more relatable information, is that I took a chance. I went back to school while I was staying with my parents, after my son needed a male figure around. So I figured my stepdad and being around my mom, I would have a village. I decided to go back to
Hmm.
school. Girl, they did not like that. They
Oh.
told me I could no longer live with them. And my whole world turned upside down, girl. I let my son move back with his father, girl. I cried
Oh.
myself to sleep for 3 weeks straight. I'm still coping with it.
Yeah.
I'm just, Sister Damari, who's a master mom, she's letting me stay at her house right now. And I'm just
Well, I
in,
say praise to her.
yes, I'm just in it. And
Hmm.
I just took a chance with being, I guess, just being around people who are so
Being
new to me,
planted.
but
You
they're
being
giving me
planted.
the the perspective where I did not lose my family. I gained family. I gained so much in this situation. I've found people who are just like, why did that happen to you? And I was just like, why? And I started asking questions. I wasn't reactionary. I used to blow up. Now I just get quiet and say,
Mhm.
well, why did you say that? Well, why did you do that? And I'm learning how to be quiet and to listen, and to also be understanding and be forgiving. Like, just Sister Justine, who's a part of the mastermind, she helped me learn. Forgiving is not about saying, oh, I forgive you, you're sorry. No, it's about continuing to be who I am, no matter what people say or do. Showing up. I'm in a hotel right now, but I'm
Mhm.
showing up and I'm producing this show. So y'all, what she's saying is absolutely right. And I didn't know that that's what I was doing, but it felt like that's what I needed to do. And I've been making decisions because I knew I was going to learn something. It was going to challenge me. It was going to, it was going to make me better. And I just give so much gratitude to Allah for you, sis. And I thank you for what you're able to do and share for us, because it's scary stepping out on faith.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. It is so scary, but it's like, I smile because I feel like when you come from so little, like as of my backstory, when you come from so little and you figure out how to achieve more, and then you risk losing it all again or lose it all again. It's like it puts you back into the mindset of, am I back in my childhood? Do I not feel safe? Am I somebody who's, deserving of lower level things? Am I not deserving of higher quality lifestyle? You start having those thoughts seep in.
Yeah,
And
of
that is
unworthiness.
absolutely, and that's the signal. That should be the signal. I'm putting it out to you guys now. Like, that should be the signal that whatever you're planning to do in the immediate future, do it. Because that's the signal of your ego, your shadow, that energy that is seeking to pull you back to the familiar, pull you back to something that's going to keep you from reaching a higher height, which is getting maybe a stable job and going here. And I don't know, whatever your situation may be. Um, the voice that is telling you to do anything but grow or change. I just say change because when you in that moment, it don't feel like growth. It feel like pain.
Yeah.
It's
It's an
painful.
emotional pain that feels physical.
It is physical. Your body expresses it, and when you don't express that pain that you're feeling, that's how you cause dis-ease. That's how you store energy in your body. That's why it's so simple for me to analyze somebody. Right now, I'm giving out free 15-minute shadow work consultations for the month of March. I'm doing that so that you're able to go into this next quarter, this fiscal quarter, and if you don't break your year up according to like the fiscal year, maybe you should start doing it so that you can have goals that you set that are progressive, for the year. Hold on, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, sis.
Girl,
Okay.
I'm on my Instagram shouting you out, girl, telling them that you doing your free 15-minute consultation. So
Absolutely.
I got two productions going on.
All right. Hey, hey, work it out.
Okay,
So,
because I told her I was like, I'm gonna tag her Instagram when I share this live.
absolutely. I appreciate
Because
you.
it's so necessary, and I'm just so grateful for you. And this is amazing that you're even able to extend something so people can just see how they feel. So
Hmm.
I'm excited to get that calendar booked up for the month of March.
We've been so programmed to suppress our emotions, to always seem strong, that not allowing ourselves to be vulnerable is the part that shuts down our sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is all about creativity, which is um a right hemisphere brain activity, drawing, being able to be artistic, being able to create. That's a feminine quality. Masculine is more logical. It's about reasoning and security and things of that nature. So we have to balance our way of thinking, program our mind so that we don't allow those self-sabotaging thoughts to repeat throughout the day in different ways, because what you do on a consistent basis programs you in a way that now you're picking the same type of people, you're working at the same type of places, you're attracting the same type of manager. Your life has become repetitive, but just different place, different person. And
Mm,
that's what we want to break. And so what I'm doing in this free 15-minute consultation is make it real simple. Tell me one thing that you would love to accomplish this year that will help propel you to be financially free. Because we're starting with the root chakra. I believe majority of our collective are stuck in our, sacral area. Everything is hypersexual, but great majority of us are financially deprived, one, and uneducated. And so you can't completely heal if if your foundation, that's your root. If your foundation, you can't build a house on a rocky foundation. So um I'm coming from the bottom up, and understanding how to build your life that way will help you to accomplish your goal faster. You can eliminate certain attitudes because you learn where um where they're coming from and how they're hindering you from moving forward. So I'm trying to make it real comprehensive, something real simple, one thing that you want to accomplish that will really help you become financially free this year. Maybe you have a lot of credit card debt. Maybe you want to get a promotion. You know what I'm saying?
Speak
Maybe
on it, sis. Speak on it,
you,
sis.
you know, you do. Seriously, you have to consciously think of these things every single day in order to help propel the energy forward so that your reality change. You have to do it every single day, and that's, you know, what I'm a help with for the month of March, letting people know what they can do every single day to eliminate those self-sabotaging behaviors by first acknowledging them. You know, acknowledge one that is directly connected to something that is keeping you from your ex goal.
Wow, this is so powerful. We got a
Mhm.
comment. This is one of my hard areas, sacral, not being able to express myself. Growing up, having to have a poker face at all times, having to appear as if nothing's wrong. This has made me stuck because I'm an artist who struggles with expressing. Like my inner child sometimes it's like, do I need to ask permission? Is this approved or appropriate? And that is so relatable, and thank you so much for sharing that. Like, is that
Absolutely.
something that people can work through this 15 minute?
Absolutely. You by just allowing yourself to be honest and saying that you feel stuck in that area. Something as simple as starting out by putting a couple of note cards saying that my art is beautiful and adored by many. Repeating something that simple to yourself. Let's say every time you drink water, you know I love water. You know I love my conduit. And of course I'm a water sign, so I understand that it holds a lot of energy. So being able to express those words helps you to believe it. You have to say it with energy. You have to say it with conviction. So that would be something I would suggest to that person for the blockage being removed from your art, the
Hmm.
expression of it, saying something that simple. Let's say every time you drink water, you know.
A beautiful affirmation.
Hmm.
I am an amazing artist, and my art is adored by many. Ashe. Put
Absolutely.
that in the
I
air.
love it.
We put that
and
in
and
the air.
start to share a piece. Who cares, who comments, who likes it? Just share it because you're proving to yourself that your art is beautiful and it is adored by many.
Yes, and her art is very beautiful, by the way.
Hmm.
She also said my mom, when she was living, never knew what was going on because I had no safe space to be open and express without being judged, scolded, or hushed or beat on for having regular emotional responses, being an individual with feelings.
Oh, well, I do apologize for that experience for you, but what I want to tell you is that I'm sure you're a very strong person. You're mentally tough, physically tough. You might be a little subdued based on how you carry anger, but rewrite history, okay? Rewrite history in the way that you think about that aspect of your life. I went through painful scenarios to be able to fill in the blank. Now you want to fill in that blank with a phrase that uplifts you currently, a phrase that replaces the negative energy because that's you shifting out of a victim mentality, saying that something happened to you versus what you gained from what happened to you. That's when you become the ownership of that pain and you transmute it. you transmute that energy into something that you can now use. Because if you're not able to see the silver lining yet, you have to take some time to think about the personality traits that developed because of that scenario happened to you. You
Mm.
saying that you what did she say? She wasn't able to express herself. You mind
Yeah, she
reading
wasn't able to express herself.
that?
She
Hmm.
wasn't able to have regular
Are you a
emotional
writer?
responses.
Do you like poetry? What came out of you not being able to verbally express yourself? How did you find ways to cope with that inability that was shut down from the people who were supposed to be rearing you? You have to find a way to turn the traumatic experience into
She
an
said her art
elevator.
was her escape.
See? Okay. So now that you have given yourself to permission to create the art that you felt was suppressed because of this behavior, okay? Um you're putting your affirmations out when you drink your water and you're sharing a piece with the world. You're now invalidating what has happened because who knows what you draw could touch someone so deeply that now they're paying you big bucks to draw them a painting because of what you're releasing in who knows, the wounded dove on the windowsill could have been something that a millionaire saw every single day while he was being beat. Who knows? You have no idea what people are going through, but because you decided to reprogram yourself and say my no, my art was suppressed and I went to a dark place and I now have to um I was gonna say scribe, but that's what you're doing. You're putting your energy out into a picture. That picture is being put out into the world, and now someone who needs that energy that you had to go through all of that pain for
Mm.
to be able to help them heal. It's a cycle because
Yeah,
energy never dies. We
yeah.
all know that it's just transmuted and changed forms.
She said, I wanted to create some affirmation art. My walls are blank, so it's been on my mind to create and put some things on my walls.
See?
Praise
Alignment.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
No,
that's
nothing
beautiful.
is coincidental.
Mm-mm.
Everything happens in divine timing, right when it needs to.
So, what you're sharing with us, Tara, is that we have the power to rewrite our history, and by rewriting our history with replacing that negative statement with a positive one, we're shifting and transmuting that energy into something that we can then create. And then we're creating not a cycle of pain, but a cycle of healing through what we'll create.
Healing and elevation. You hit it. Baby, are you a court reporter? Because you summarized that on the
Well,
point.
I was in school for paralegal, but folks got upset, so I have to retake it. But praise be to Allah,
Hey.
some of it rubbed off.
All right. See, no, it prepared you for what you're doing right now. And you're doing it well. So,
Well,
yes.
praise be to Allah. I'm so grateful that shined through just now. It made me feel
Yes,
so good about
absolutely.
myself.
Absolutely. That summary was on point.
Hey, Zito Allah says I needed this smile on my face, and I know our sister
Good.
is smiling too. And I love that when you come into the room, a lot of the pain that we have been carrying for years and years has now been turned into a smile.
Ah, I love
Ashe,
that. I love that.
Ashe.
I am so
Sis,
pleased. That
I
makes me
just I
smile.
just want to give you your flowers while you're sitting right here. I can see it. I can feel it. I don't know if y'all in the audience on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We're streaming on a few. They're like praise be to Allah. Everybody is just grateful and smiling. That
Absolutely.
was wonderful. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of working with this shadow, y'all. If anything, we gonna have
Absolutely.
this shadow work for us.
Absolutely. That is, you hit it right on the head. You have to integrate it. And that is what I specialize in. That is what I teach. That is why I'm the shadow work specialist. I don't sit you down on my couch and tell you to go through all your traumatic issues just for me to say, now do you see why you act this way? Without, no, I do it because I want you to be able to elevate and heal in the moment and be able to smile and be able to take um be able to take traumatic situations in a lighter way. And I think I learned that, and I don't think, I know, I definitely learned that from being a critical care nurse, because I had to be able to convey some of the hardest things to people in a way where they can understand, internalize, but also use it to transform themselves. So it prepared me for the journey that I am on, to be able to extend my services of helping people to integrate their shadow.
Mm.
And what I mean by that, just really quick, in my book, I discuss a situation where the character is living with relatives and doesn't have sufficient food to eat when they come home, when she comes home. And so, therefore, she found a way to uh, make baked goods to sell at school so that she could have money to buy food when she got home, because the people she was staying with didn't have sufficient food. So, although in that moment, when the character is going through this and is a child and not understanding why her basic needs aren't met, the entrepreneur was born. The creativeness of the child was utilized in that moment to create a source of income to fill that need that wasn't being met. So now you look at those elements that apply to your life today, and you release yourself from the thing that's holding you back from what you want to achieve.
I got some really good hash. I got some really good hashtags. Um, and I know our sister will be back on screen soon. But y'all,
Awesome.
integrate your shadow is a major theme here.
I didn't know. Okay. There we
Oh,
go.
she's back. Give birth to you. Utilize your pain and release your limits. Those are some of the things that we have going on right now. So feel free to take what you need, leave the rest, but take something away from this call so that we can see our highest potential manifest in 2024. I believe 2024 is going to be that year.
It is. 2024 is an awesome year for manifesting, but you have to be in the right vibration. You have to be happy. And you can even be happy when you're in the trenches. Just because you're in the trenches doesn't mean that you have to allow your spirits to be there. Because what I was saying while you was letting me know about the things that are transitioning in your life, you seem like things are so low because you're being planted, just like a seed. We all hear these cliches, but we're being planted in a place that is unfamiliar and is below the surface. So that what comes out of this is a product of what is put into it. So, you know,
You're right.
you can be.
How do we maintain our happiness in the transition?
Well, you find healthy distractions.
Okay.
You educate yourself, because you're preparing for the next level of you. You imagine, you meditate, you sit and meditate and imagine on what life is gonna be like once this season has passed you. You envision the highest version of you being able to um come up out of this victorious, because we're not going to give up. We're going to go through things continuously, but we're not going to give up. Every time we're in the trenches, it seems like the worst,
Mm,
and then we get through it.
okay. I see what you're saying. So I'm making a list, y'all. Inshallah, we'll be able to get some content out just to remind you all about what TaRah is sharing with me because I've never heard of healthy distractions. So I
Okay.
think it's a beautiful opportunity to maybe create a post or two about have you had a healthy distraction today, such as imagining. Yeah,
Can I share one besides imagining? So
yeah.
So today was Mudra Monday. I teach people because I'm the shadow work specialist and people usually come to me when things are falling apart. I have to teach you something that's going to uplift you, not just mentally, but also physically and energetically. So, one healthy distraction that you can do is learning mudras. Mudras are different positions with your hands to change the energetic field of you. Literally, it will make you feel happy. So being able to sit and think, which also goes along with the imagination, you can sit and meditate using the mudras to be able to change your energetic field, and it literally will change how you feel in that moment.
How do we do a mudra?
So mudras, so each element that exists within the universe exists within our body. As you stated, we are a microcosm of the macrocosm here. So each finger has a different element attached to it. The thumb is fire,
Fire.
the, the index is air,
Index is air.
the middle is the sky or the ethers,
Okay.
the fourth finger is the ring finger, and the pinky finger is water. Now, when you are talking about your right hand, you're giving energy, you're pushing, you're repelling, you're moving it, you're masculine. When you are talking about the left hand, you're receiving, you're attracting, you're feminine. Okay. So when you put your fingers together in different positions and you hold it and you breathe in and out. You work on your breath, moving and concentrating because what you're doing is just slowing down your brain and not thinking about anything else. You're distracting yourself from your BS life, the
Mm,
things that are not going right. So we're
mm.
taking a moment and we're quieting our mind. We're breathing in and we have different positions that we can hold. And you can follow me on Instagram at I am consciously spiritual or on YouTube at Consciously Spiritual. Every Monday, I post a different mudra and teach you what it's about, what it is for, and the elements was today. So, um, the different elements I'll go through one more time. Your thumb is fire, your index is air, the middle finger is the sky or the ethers, the fourth ring finger is earth, and your pinky finger is water.
Of course, the ring finger will be earth.
Of course. That's where they put that ring on it that costs so
Okay,
much.
okay. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So let's say if somebody is earth sign, right?
Hmm.
Should they do more earth sign mudras, or is that a thing?
So, well, mudras, because you place different, all of you use all of your fingers, but you place them differently. There, I wouldn't say there's a earth sign mudra, but there's different mudras that you can do that will affect earthly things like, let's say financial obstacles. You want to release financial obstacles. There's a mudra to be able to release blockages within you. And remember, you're visualizing at this time, maybe releasing a overdrawn bank account and receiving a check and going to the bank. You visualize these things while you hold them, and we'll get
Mhm.
into more of different ones. If you guys have specific needs of things that you want to release or gain right now, you can follow me on those platforms and drop them in the comments, and I'll address them with a different mudra on Mondays.
So beautiful. Oh, sis, and we're gonna bring the sisters up for our Q&A session. This was so
Okay.
beautiful, y'all. Let's add the sisters to the stage.
All righty.
If they have any
Got
questions,
the
but y'all know I be
keys.
having questions. I be wanting to know all of the sciences. You be dropping science on us. And oh
Just a little bit.
yeah, I call it pushing my own buttons. I like to push my own
Yeah,
buttons. So you giving me more tools is just helping me to further be able to experiment with this machine and be able to help it work for me and not against me.
absolutely.
So I
My
guess
favorite slogan is everything is energy. harness it and use it for your greatest good and the greatest good of the community. And
Right.
that way nobody, I mean, there's world peace right there. If you
Say it
do
again.
that,
Say it again for the people in the back.
if you harness energy, use it for your greatest good and for the greatest good of the community, bam, we got world peace, y'all.
I love me some peace.
Absolutely.
Oh
Give
my.
me 1 second. Everybody, I never get these calls. How do I shut this
Yes,
off?
ma'am. Y'all, did y'all hear that? She said, harness energy, use it for your greatest good and the greatest good of the community. And she said that is world peace wrapped up in just one simple statement.
As you heal yourself, you heal others.
Mmm. Praise be to Allah for the healing. Ashe, it is present, it is in the space. Healing has shown up. If you've been praying for it, asking for healing, y'all, it's here. If y'all have any comments, questions for Sister TaRah, please ask them now. Greetings, shalom, my sister.
Shalom, how are you?
Blesses. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm fine, I'm fine. Hey
Glad to have you.
T. I'm glad to be here. Y'all already know. I was just
Oh, and I see that beautiful cup.
it literally just look
Some
at
little lemonade.
it just came. I heard the mailman and I said, oh
I
my
should be drinking my water.
I'm
Praise
going
be
to
to Allah.
I was so excited. I heard his little footsteps. I said, oh, he's here.
It was like Christmas, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you couldn't wait for that pack to touch down.
I know. And I got my books for school too, so I'm
I
excited.
don't know. We got some feedback going on. I can't hear.
What happened? You can't hear us?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Can
hear
you hear
like
us?
robot voices right now.
Can you hear me? Do I sound normal?
Did you answer a call?
No, I put it on Do Not Disturb.
I
I
think
thought.
she got a call and she
Do
was
I need to
trying
come
to.
out and come back in?
Try it.
Okay.
Y'all, we are
I heard it
cooking with
though.
gas. We are cooking with gas, y'all. This is so beautiful. She is amazing.
Yeah, she's
Truly,
good. She's really
truly.
good.
Girl, she done got me to crying on the Master Mom
I
episode.
seen it. That's why I said, "Who cutting the onions?"
Lord have mercy.
Oh, child. I said, "Oh, poor baby, she
I
over
was
there
clutching
crying."
my pearls.
Yeah, for real. But it
But
was a good cry though. It wasn't. It was something that was necessary. You needed to do it. It needed to
girl,
come out.
every time I think about my baby cakes, I be crying. There she go. Is it better now, sis?
Oh my God. Can't hear.
Can you hear? What is? I don't know how.
It's Gabby. I can't hear.
Oh shoot. Let me go. Let me leave and come back in. Hold on.
Yeah, leave and come back in. Y'all, this is a live show. We mamas, okay? Bear with us. It's
Ooh,
one of them things. Technology will be technology.
is it me? I don't know.
Can you hear me, sis? Let me see.
It's robotish. Let me.
Lord. She said it's a robot-ish. Is another app potentially using your mic or a camera?
I can hear everyone. Oh no, maybe it's just me.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Do I sound like a robot? I sound normal? No. I sound like a machine.
I don't know, guys.
What in the Gemini
I
cricket?
think it might be me because it's
No.
only choppy on my end.
Yeah, because you're coming through clear.
Yeah, very.
Oh.
Yeah, very clear.
Okay. This is last resort, maybe you need to leave the studio and restart your device.
Are you on your phone? She's on her phone.
Yeah, let her do a hard reset and see if that somehow opens up, because when people call you and interrupt a live stream, it'll do that.
Yeah, it'll make you sound like a
Hmm.
crazy person.
And I don't think the signals ever, because they go between analog and Wi-Fi, and it might just be a
Yeah,
little cross connected.
people always messing up.
Hmm. Be like, oh, the old church folk be like, the enemy busy.
Uh huh. Talking about you was interrupting us, huh? You know what you doing. That you know what you're
The enemy
doing.
be busy.
You so silly.
I love being a new old head.
Yes. Yes. Please.
Mm, I love it.
Where's Damari?
She here. Let me see what we added. Sis,
Well,
greetings.
hello,
There she
hello.
is.
It's working.
Where's she?
Woo! We back, sis.
Can you hear us now?
Come on. Come on. Say yes. Say yes. You can hear us.
Come on now.
Weird.
You frozen.
They try to cut the wisdom.
Woo! Send our sisters some good energy. Some good energy. Come on now.
Y'all,
Come on.
y'all,
Is it
y'all.
working? Is it working, sis?
She
Is it
just
working?
smiling.
Okay. Woo! That sounds so much better. I
It's
had to
working.
disconnect
Praise
off
be
my
so alive.
Wi-Fi.
Oh my
Cause
gosh.
I'm like, this is not working.
There we
I'm
go.
about to be like,
There we
oh,
go.
here we go.
There we go.
Perfect. Creative thinking.
Yes,
Listen.
ma'am. We
Oh,
are working through that shadow, y'all.
absolutely.
Every single day. And if you're not, come see me at I Am Consciously Spiritual on Instagram.
I have a question, my
Because your
dear.
life will be much better if you do. Yes, I have an answer, hopefully.
Do you have a uh get it out? Do you have a detailed flyer that we can share like every day? Because
A
if you give us the
detailed flyer of
yeah,
what?
like of your services and like how to contact you just on one
Oh, yeah, I can
flyer
get that to you. Yep, I
because
sure can.
I want to be able to share it in the Facebook group and to be able to put it on the story at least every other day on the Instagram, if not every day. Because I know when my brain work, if I try to do something every day, it'll be like, no, I'll probably do it every other day. But I really
Yeah,
want to get to the point where all of our infographics, because I was working on our stuff today, and I want to be able to share our infographics at least every day or every other day, or get into where our themes are on specific days or something like that, so we can just have it shared so people will know when to hit us up, or what if they're going through something at that time, they know it's in rotation. And then it's eventually going to get put into the highlights on the page, but I still want to get it to the point where we're sharing it because um, the reason why I asked that is because what struck me when you were talking about the inner voices, and how they're like always screaming at you and telling you to do certain things, but it's like they're screaming at you to go against what you truly want to do, basically. And I thought about that today, like what happened to me today, because my anxiety slick kicked in when I was going to the gym, and I was like, I'm just gonna change. I'm just gonna go tomorrow, you know? And then I thought about it, like my inner voice is telling me to not go because my anxiety and that unhealed part of my anxiety is trying to kick in. And the fact that it was like I fought against it and I still went to the gym. And then for you to bring it up today, it's like it was meant to happen. I was supposed to fight that voice. I was supposed to tell that voice to kiss my ass so I could go to the gym. And I really I really need that flyer to kind of like put messages out like that too, so we can have. Where'd she go?
She popping in and out.
Um, I need that flyer. The reason why I asked for the flyer is because I need that flyer so people can know. Because I will put um like small messages like that. You know, like, are you fighting your inner voice? Are you going through stuff? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Put that in the trash can. So just having stuff like that with the flyer and then with the affirmations that we've got going around, um, to just gain more traction, because as far as like the self sabotaging, people do that every day, but they don't talk about it. That's what really gets me when it comes to behavior, because we all do stuff like that every day, but nobody addresses it. Nobody wants to address it because it's hard to
Because it's
address.
not on the front of your mind. It's not on your conscious. It's happening subconsciously. The
Yeah.
self-sabotaging behaviors are ingrained. So once you take it from the subconscious to the conscious, now you can focus on reprogramming the
Mm-hmm.
subconscious part of you that's sabotaging you for success.
Right. And we need that information to be put out there so we could target the subconscious. Because once the subconscious is targeted, then it's like, oh, well, damn, I do that. Because I know y'all see those posts on Facebook all the time when somebody's making a point, and it's like, well, damn, that's true. I do that. We need more of that, but in a more healing and positive way, not to where it's like stupid shit, how people sharing stupid stuff.
Mm.
It needs to be
It just
more,
came to me.
huh?
All right, we need to make a post that say like this: "Don't talk yourself out of your dreams today." Like a,
I'm
like
sorry, I
a
could
dream of
barely hear
mud.
y'all. I'm here like every other word.
For real? Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, she gonna
Shoot.
hear it when it turns into a content.
Mhm. Maybe let me see. If I turn off my camera,
I know
okay,
y'all
try
sick of
talking
me.
now.
You're crazy.
I'm literally listening on. I'm on my phone and I'm
Mm-mm, it
also on
sounds like
the monitor
an
listening.
accordion.
You're on your phone? You
It
on your
sounds like
phone?
an accordion,
Yeah, I'm on my phone listening and I'm
like
also
robot
looking at us on
voice.
the
Because I
monitor,
haven't heard this much of
the
the same
computer.
word
Hmm.
and
I
never.
need this.
So we have comments coming in from the Instagram live, and one of our audience members said, "Group work of women on this panel. I haven't heard this much of the same words and concepts that I use and some in never a time." So the work that we're doing collectively, sisters, is amazing.
Who was that? Oh,
Yeah.
so, okay.
Oh,
No,
so
so.
yes, he is showing us love.
And
I
I'm sitting
can't
here
hear you.
too.
Oh my
Dang.
gosh.
I'm
Hmm.
so
we
mad.
we in there, and that's why I really am grateful for social media and technology and being born in this time today, because we get to do things in real time and don't have to wait till prayers manifest 3 generations down the line to be able to activate on those messages. And it's so amazing to be able to see something in your mind one day, and the next day you see it on a platform in a digital kind of like a digital reality. And then we
Hmm.
get to pull it into our everyday lifestyle once it's become, like TaRah was saying, she said, you have to, what you do every day programs you or trains you. And so I like to use technology to train or reprogram myself by, first of all, I have stopped following all of the, sisters who like to be bad bees. I
Uh-huh.
have I have unfollowed all of my bad bee friends. I have unfollowed all my weed smoking friends because they try to get me to relapse.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I see somebody else smoking, I want to smoke.
Yeah.
I unfollow you. No love lost. But I also had to, I had to unfollow some people who like to be naked all the time because they
Mm-hmm.
cute sometimes, and I'm like, I can't be naked though.
We can't see the skin now.
Can't see that skin, so I had to unfollow certain people, and I'm just cleansing and reprogramming myself, following some people who can put some positive images in my mind. I love people who share the minister. I love people who talk about God on this platform, or talk about business, or talk about fixing credit, getting grants, getting money the right
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
So that's a part of my reprogramming too. It's not just, speaking affirmations to myself, but making sure that I constantly put the images in front of my face that I actually want to come into the fruition of my life. And so ultimately, y'all, if I can't call you my sister, you not my friend, because I don't have friends. I have family. So if we can't be on that type of level, if I couldn't trust you around my kids, my family, me,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta limit the amount of content I take in from you. And so going to the club, I'm not a bottle girl anymore. I'm not in that life anymore. I just put on a whole new lifestyle. So that's a part of my reprogramming too. I have cleaned, or I am cleaning my digital real estate. I'm cleaning my photo album. I'm cleaning my contacts. I'm just cleaning in ways that are digital as well, because digital seems to have a larger activity in my life than
Yeah.
physical interactions or physical activities. I do a lot of digital activities, so I'm cleaning up what I do digitally and
That's
stay
good.
focused on that. And y'all, I actually asked my sister circle to be a part of what I was building, and it has helped me in ways where I can't even tell you how much of a breath of fresh air it is to have something come up in my life and be like, Gabby, could you help me with the graphic for today? Or, just like those little
Yeah.
things that have just been such a help in making sure we're on episode 8, sis.
I know.
We're on
Yeah, we
episode
are.
8.
Time went by so fast. I remember when we were sitting there talking about, dang, when we gonna start this show?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's just, when y'all trying to do it? When y'all trying to do it? Well, we can do it this week. Oh, we can do it at the end of the month. Oh, we can do it. And then it was like, forget it. Let's just do it on Monday. All right. How's everybody's time? We just did it. Like that's the point we're trying to make. Uh-oh.
We can hear you now.
I hear it.
Oh, okay, great, great. Y'all
I
hear
hear
my
that
little
little thing in the
munchkin?
back too.
That's because I came downstairs. So now she's like, where
She
you
like,
at, girl?
what are you doing?
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Uh
But
the
now I can hear you guys. And I missed that lovely message you started on Instagram. But hopefully now I can hear everybody real clear. I figured it had to be me because I'm like, I can't hear
Yeah.
nobody.
The brother on Instagram said, "Great group of women on this panel. I haven't heard this much of the same words and concepts that I use, and then some, in never a time."
Okay.
So I was just, giving the group its love that it was being shown, because it's not too often that people get to come across great content and great women at the same time.
Mhm.
absolutely.
And
So,
uplifting content because we know there's stuff out
Yeah.
there, but it's keeping us stuck.
I get stuck into it. I be like, why am I singing
Mhm.
that? But
Oh,
Shout out to
Y'all.
Sexy Red. But
Hold on, let me go back.
sis needs to do some shadow work. So
Woo, baby, that was the first thing I said when she was. Can I say pussy popping on the stage, Lord? Oh my God, this
Oh
is
my
like
gosh.
I can't pregnant at that. I said this is what we have been resorting to, and then you
Oh,
wonder why our men are not valuing us, protecting us, don't know their worth. You
yeah.
birth and raise them. And I gotta get the one I birthed. One moment.
praise be to Allah for that one.
That little baby.
Girl, she said the P. Girl,
And you still clenching them pearls too.
touching
You
them
like,
pearls, honey.
oh my gosh.
Because
That's
our sister
funny.
is beautiful. Our sister is beautiful. She's a beautiful sister. She has so much power. And if we were to impact a sexy red, do you know how much of the world would follow her? And
Baby.
so I'm holding space for all the sexy reds in
Okay.
DC. I'm holding space for all the sexy reds coming out of Los Angeles. I'm holding space for every sexy red coming out of Atlanta. You must watch Master Moms University because y'all mamas just
Absolutely.
like us. Y'all got kids
Yes.
just like us. And so, if we hold space for you because you are beautiful, you are powerful, you are smart, let us use your gift of influence to heal the world who is looking at you doing
Woo!
this trend.
Absolutely.
Allow us,
Amen.
allow us some space. Give us 15 minutes. That's all we need.
Mm-hmm.
We just need a
Yeah.
little bit of your time. We don't even want your money. We want your time. Bring your time and attention. Pay us,
Mm-hmm.
pay us
That's the
attention
real
for
currency.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Give us 15
Absolutely.
minutes of your time. That's all we need to impact the world.
Yeah.
I saw somebody teaching me how to talk like a bad bee in Mandarin Chinese. Period. I was like, not Mandarin Chinese. Okay, everybody wants to be a black woman, but let's teach them how to be a black woman.
Okay, in Mandarin
Yes, in
Chinese.
Mandarin Chinese, he was like, period. Oh, he had the manner. When I tell you, the culture is black women. Black women are the culture.
Absolutely.
We are the mothers of civilization.
Yeah.
We are the leaders, whether we want to take responsibility for it or not. But I'm holding space for all y'all, and I'm holding space for your children who think it's cute. Let me show them
Mm-hmm.
what beauty looks like. The minister said, let me read this quote, y'all. Why the subject, the limitless and measurable value and beauty of a woman? Some women may look in the mirror and think, oh, I'm not so pretty. They may not be considered physically attractive, but physical attractiveness is not beauty. That
Mm.
is why I am teaching on the limitless, immeasurable value and beauty of all women. The beauty of the woman is the matchless beauty of God. This is inside of you.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That's our minister. He
That's
knows
nice.
that beauty is on the inside.
Yeah.
And girl, he taught me something. He said beauty in Hebrew means good.
Mm.
Mhm.
That's what beauty means. And he said if we are of good character and good
Yeah.
people, then we will exude beauty.
Yeah, you glow, you speak
Mhm.
positive, everything
Your
comes out in a
energy
good
and
way.
your magnetic
Energy.
field, it glows.
Yeah.
That the magnetic field around you that attracts people to you. That's how you stop attracting your toxic narcissistic relationships. That's how you stop attracting jobs that pay you minimum wage and treat you like a slave. You exude the happiness, the frequency that you want to attract. So that's why it's very easy to do shadow work. Well, it's very simple. I shouldn't say easy. It's very simple to do shadow work because you're looking at your environment and you're understanding that it's based off of how you view yourself, which makes it simple to change because you
Mhm.
are the only person that you can change. And by you changing, it affects everything else around you for either the good or the bad you choose.
Yeah.
Mhm. Choice, the power of
Mhm.
choice. And so
Absolutely.
for everybody who is listening, please connect with our sister TaRah Tales. I
Yes.
am consciously spiritual on Instagram. Gabby, could you tag her in the comments on the Instagram live? Just drop
Yeah.
her at name. I am consciously spiritual in those comments because our
Yes.
beautiful teaching that came out of today and our beautiful sister who delivered the message and was a vessel for healing today is encouraging us to take advantage of her free 15-minute consultations for the month of March. Take
Absolutely.
full advantage of the opportunity to integrate our shadows, to turn our pain into a mechanism that will work for us and serve us, and turn our pain into a from a cycle of trauma into a cycle of healing, so that we can ultimately create that world peace that is supposed to already exist, but I guess we just ain't getting to
Period.
it yet. So let's get to it. Let's get to it, y'all. Does anyone have any questions for our sister before we close out today's episode?
Any questions at all?
Okay, so we do have a question. What is the concept of integrating shadows?
So, great question. I explained that earlier with the example of me acknowledging pain that I have been through, acknowledging it, validating it, because when you suppress it, that voice just gets louder. So you acknowledge the pain that you've been through, and then you find aspects of yourself, your personality, your life, your mentality, and you find a positive that came out of that trauma. And the example that I used was in my book, I talk about the main character lives in a house where she doesn't have sufficient food when she comes home. So she used baked goods to sell at school to her friends so that she could make money to feed herself when she got home from school, because her environment did not have enough to sustain her sufficiently. Now, that's traumatic. Someone growing up in poverty, not being able to eat on a consistent basis, you now have a negative subconscious attachment to food. Now, whether that is expressed by you overeating or undereating depends on your personality type. However, if you look at that same scenario, like, because the overeating or undereating will be a byproduct of the trauma that you experience with food. However, in the moment when you look back on that trauma, you said, well, in order to get out of that scenario, I decided to sell food at school so that I can have money to eat at home. That was the solution. You now take the solution that was created in that moment to get you through that hurtful time, and you internalize it as being a positive. You can say something to yourself like, this was the beginning of my entrepreneurial endeavor, or this was the beginning of me becoming a yoga instructor because I had to heal my body. I had to work out. I was always overeating. Whatever trauma you've been through, you
Mm-hmm.
find the element that you use within yourself to get through that trauma, and you figure out how that trauma scenario caused you to have a personality trait that has bettered your life.
Mm.
So that's how you integrate the shadow, because you don't ignore it, you validate it. It happened. But because it happened, you became an entrepreneur at an early age. You became a fitness instructor at an early age. You now have a juice bar because I don't know, your mama died from diabetes. I don't know. But something happened. And whatever you use to get through that something is the portion that you need to take and integrate it into your current life as to how it can make you better. And if you don't know how to do that, that's why you book the free 15-minute call and I'll give you some tips.
Yes, ma'am. Wow. Okay, so Gabby, we've got our homework for the next week.
We always have homework.
That's the homework, y'all. The homework was assigned. Did y'all hear the command? Did
Yes.
y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Do your homework, then book your 15 minutes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how we can get the most efficient value out of that 15-minute call if we've already done our homework and then we approach the call already having identified some of these events that we need to unpack and redistribute into a transmutation that will work for us and be able to impact not only our own lives but the lives of those in our communities and in our homes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Amen
let's
to
settle
that.
in. Let's settle into the new us.
Right.
2024 is going to be amazing. TaRah, thank you so much for joining Master
Absolutely.
Moms and being here with us for part 2. Do you think we need a part 3?
Listen, we are here for the healing all Listen.
2024,
okay?
You know what? Let's just run it up. Let's just
I
run it
mean,
up all March.
well, I yeah. love it. I love it. Yeah, that's true.
Isn't this Women's History Month?
Yeah, I believe so. it is. Yeah.
We can unpack some stories here now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can do some
Maybe
work
we
with
can have a reading from a chapter of my book. I can find something for you guys. You know, I
Ooh.
am gonna give us a snippet. So here's a little flyer I had made a while back. $1 billion booty.
Ooh.
Oh, since we were talking about sexy red and being stuck in our sacred chakra, because the world is filled with sexuality, I termed this book, I called it $1 billion Booty. You have to find out why when you go inside, but it helps you to overcome a lack mindset, Yeah. and establish a higher self-worth, because your higher nature wants to exude, but you're too busy twerking in your lingerie as a performer. Now, you know, at one point in time that wasn't considered art nor performing. It was just considered sexual activities or Video vixens. whatever you want to call it. But the
Come
moment
on.
the moment us women take control of the energy that's on this planet by healing ourselves, we heal nations. We all know that because we birth them and we raise them. So the product of the nation that we have currently is a product of what is being taught or not taught or addressed.
Wow.
So it's time to start addressing those things and be okay with getting uncomfortable. The things that we see that we don't speak on and that we're not outraged on, or not even just outraged, because outrage is just a mindset, is not a solution. I like solution. If we don't identify and then rectify, if you keep patronizing, it ain't gonna change. So that being said, yes, Sexy Red, please come and check out $1 Billion Booty, because just reading it Right. will help you. But if you come onto the platform and you are ready for some shadow work conversation, I would love to address someone who has a awesome following of a certain kind that is in need of mental and emotional elevation, because a lot of them are chasing after the idea of the financial elevation that she has achieved, but the mental and emotional elevation will manifest in one way or another in her life at some point in time if she is not healing. Is she having a son?
I'm not sure.
I would be interested to know if she's having a son, because that would
Because she already has a son.
that's because she's missing a lot of love that she's showing all out on the stage, thinking confusing it with intimacy. So you know,
Yep.
absolutely.
And
Yeah, we know we can get into that in part 3.
intimacy requires, I found it's trust. And if we don't have that trust, we can't experience intimacy. It's like I know I relate everything to the Bible or Quran, but the Bible says be a cheerful giver. Why? Because when you're a cheerful giver, you can give and receive. When you're closed, you can't give nor receive. And it's like that's the trust factor of being a generous giver, being a cheerful giver, is that you always remain open because you trust that all of your needs will be supplied. And that is the intimacy that we can
Absolutely.
experience with our higher selves, and then we can reflect that in our relationships. And that's what a lot of our relationships are missing, that warmth. Even in the community, you don't feel that warmth like we used to. We don't
Because
feel.
your heart center, your heart is shut down because you have so many layers built up around it to protect you from feeling. It has been demonized to feel, to be emotional. The main thing men say, "Oh, she's so emotional." You should be glad because that's what keeps you nurtured and alive and loved and supported. But
Mhm.
we have had a mindset of not allowing our hearts to guide us, when that is the main thing that separates the animal primitive nature from the higher nature of a man. Are you going to always be focused on your security, your stability, your food, your money, or are you ever going to move to higher things like using your heart and your throat, which I'm doing right now by projecting my knowledge that I've gained intellectually, internalized through my experiences, and now I'm projecting it with my voice to people to help them do the same, to help elevate them. And I'm using my consciousness, my higher consciousness. I'm being guided and receiving universal divine knowledge from my all of my chakras. So I'm learning to integrate the lower portions of me so that I can genuinely show up from my heart, speak with authority and with love, not from a egotistical, lower, belittling nature, or I know something you don't know standpoint. It's coming genuinely from the heart to the heart, because that's the only way that you melt and peel back the layers of the onion that you um, don't want to address. That's
Yeah,
around your heart area, your 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 ability to love yourself and one another.
yeah, y'all. This is so true. And it's called an onion because you're gonna cry.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the tears, I'm learning the tears are my femininity. The
Yeah.
tears, the tears is what gives me the ability to recover. Because if I keep pretending like I'm okay, I'll never be okay.
Mm-mm. And it's
Yeah.
gonna show up one way or another, if not verbally, physically. And then you
It's gonna show.
see somebody in the hospital, a nurse like me. So yeah, I'm gonna see your pain one way
Yeah.
or another.
Yeah. You right, sis.
So let's nip it in the bud, because
Oh, you look so
you know,
sad.
I'm just thinking about all the people who are sick right now from holding back their tears.
Hmm. Creating all those diseases.
Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so sad. And that's another thing I'm gonna put on my Ramadan goals list is to pray. Is to pray for others. Pray for the people who can't pray for themselves. Because
You'll be blessed.
I just believe like we have something in the masterminds where we believe in the
Stop.
prayers of our
Watch
friends.
TV. If I say stop.
See, we mamas, y'all. We mamas first. Okay,
Absolutely.
but we believe in the power of praying as friends for each other, because there's a story in the Bible that Jesus actually blessed a man because of the faith of his friend. And so as a community, and we want to build community, how do you build community? What's the golden rule that's the thread in every religion on the face of the planet? Do unto others as you would have done unto you.
Mhm.
So we increase our prayers for each other. We increase our understanding of each other. If we increase our ability to forgive, then guess what? It's going to be returned to you. If you believe in karma, if you believe in, an eye for eye, yeah, the eye for eye isn't always a bad consequence. It's called the law of cause and effect. And so we just put good energy out there. I don't even care if I know you. I don't care if you black, white, purple, blue, yellow. I'm going to pray for you because we are all suffering with the same things. And at the end of the day, as an organization, if people really were faith based, if people really had faith based businesses, they
Yeah.
would pray for their clientele. They would pray for their customers. They would pray for their audience instead of saying, oh, sign up here, pay 99. It's not even about that. If you have a faith as a faith based business, what are we sowing? What kind of seeds are we sowing in the people that are sustaining us? Your customers keep you afloat.
Yeah.
They're your whole business.
And they would pray over their actual establishment too.
And their employees.
Yeah. Because when you start with the foundation, that's when it'll just start taking over, and you'll start to attract those that need to come. You'll start to attract the energies that need to come. You'll start to attract the positive vibes that need to come. You'll just start attracting what you want. And they don't do that. And that's why we're getting all these crazy people coming into these establishments and creating all these hectic, scenarios and
Sure,
situations.
what you are.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got some comments saying, please, okay, so this is a little vulgar. So can you earmuffs our little princess over there, sis? It says, please don't think I'm being vulgar, but I asked sisters, how PHAT is your spiritual rump? How beautiful is your spiritual face? Being so consumed in the flesh and not in control of it buries us. We are resurrecting now. It's wonderful to hear a group of sisters speaking upon their value and not being consumed in the energy of the things of the devalue energy.
Was that on your Instagram?
Yeah.
They fit all that into the comment box?
Yeah, girl.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you. Telling you. I'm
Um,
telling you, because even if this is the epicenter of real faith-based business, because business is spiritual.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
so we can only create from a space of who we are. And so when I was doing business coaching, I would always work with the business owner instead of the business because the business is a reflection of the owner. And
Yeah.
so, if we could inspire more business owners to not just pray for financial success, but pray for the spirit to be able to be good shepherds over their flock, meaning their audience or their customers or their fans, and things of that nature, we could essentially increase the success rate of people starting their first small business or being successful in a way where they feel good. To me, success is when I feel successful.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not anything in the bank. It's when I actually feel like I accomplished what I said I
The
was.
goals, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like you put
keeping
action
our
plans
keeping
on
our
it.
word to ourselves. To
Mhm.
me,
Absolutely.
that's a part of intimacy.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the self care. That's the real self care. That's the real self love. When you are able to keep your word to yourself and hold yourself accountable for the things that make you feel good first, then you won't be so susceptible to accept what someone else offers you as their version of love.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this comment we got. I heard a cardiologist diagnose someone in the hospital literally with broken heart disease, storing things and not releasing, being too tough and strong.
Absolutely. It doesn't happen often enough, but I believe in less than 30 years there will be no modern western medicine because you will be self-diagnosing,
Mhm.
self-healing. You will have a proactive lifestyle and not a reactive lifestyle because these things
it is quantifiable. Energy is quantifiable. Every vibrational emotion is energetically quantifiable, and where it is stored in the body is known and has been for a very long time. This is not new information. This is very old. And Mm-hmm. how you release it is very ancient and very easy and very free. But of course, Big Pharma would not want you to know this
Yeah.
information. They don't want you to be privy to how you can help yourselves. But as the collective consciousness wakes up to ancient practices and healing techniques, which is things that I teach in order to heal yourself energetically, relieves you of those diseases and things like broken heart disease.
Wow.
And the baby agree. Release
Hmm.
chemicals. Your emotions release chemicals. Those chemicals cause change in your body, cause your heart to contract or release or not.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah, we are here for it because when it comes down to ancient techniques, they're so scientific and so mathematical and in alignment with how we are created on a molecular level that it's almost an overnight. If it could be a such thing as an instantaneous or some form of miracle. No, 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 no. It's not magic. It's mathematics. And one plus one is always going to equal two. But if you're missing a part of the whole, how do we fill the space with what it needs instead of taking care of a symptom? You know, people want to heal, but it requires a consistent and a conscious decision to change the behavior or the choices that create the dis-ease.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
so that's the cost. You know, it's not necessarily free, but it's going to cost you your habits. It's going to cost you your old lifestyle.
Self-sabotaging habits.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's going to cost you those self sabotaging habits. And that's why you're in dis-ease
Absolutely. That's
because
why.
you're, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Yes, that is why. And that is
Alaikum salam.
well, I have thoroughly enjoyed this, ladies. I was not expecting it to flow, but it always does. So I am pleased, and even
Yeah.
though the baby had to bomb us, it's okay.
Oh, she gave her input and I absolutely loved it.
Mhm.
And it was so beautiful too. She had magic plan. Yeah. Mhm. We
Mhm.
thank you. Thank you, little baby.
Mhm. And I'm
Absolutely.
telling you, these babies coming out ready,
Listen,
Yeah.
ready,
hey,
Yeah.
ready, ready.
Super
y'all
ready.
heard how well my 2-year-old talking to there. Her butt 2 going on 20. I'm like, slow down
Okay.
I know that's right.
with that
Yeah.
attitude. Lord,
Chill, chill.
Okay.
I was not that
Sit
feisty.
down.
Just relax. And that's what I have to do. I'm gonna take that advice for the baby, and I'm gonna relax and
Have
just
several
ease and
seats,
take my
ma'am. Yes. Release
I
that
love y'all.
tension. Release that tension.
This
If
has
you
been
guys
Oh,
a
see,
can't,
there she go. There she go. What'd she say?
I don't know what you talking
She
hold
about.
on.
said,
Let me
yeah.
If you guys can try to start stretching your backs at night, like just arm reaches, because we carry a lot of weight in our shoulder area and in our
Yeah.
chest because our hearts are really heavy. And one of the
Hmm.
main ways you can know if you're dealing with a heavy heart, because we all are, but if your ego is telling you, I'm healed, then sit up straight, because if you are slouching in your chair,
Mm.
that's an indication of your subconscious. Your subconscious regulates your autonomic responses, and your autonomic response of slouching is heaviness of the heart. Your chest area is caving in for protection, um, physically,
Hmm.
what you're dealing with energetically, mentally, and emotionally. So one way is you can diagnose yourself as to whether or not you need some shadow work. Is your posture straight?
mm,
You
Right.
How
Are
are
your
you
shoulders
sitting?
heavy? Do you have lower back pain? Do you have neck pain from time to time? Do you wake up with crooks in your neck? Stretch at night.
Mhm.
That heaviness that you felt throughout the day, the anger that has come into your body from multiple sources, whether it was an irate customer or a nagging in-law. I don't know, but maybe
Yeah.
stretch, like try stretching at night. I read a book, and I'm gonna let y'all go after this, but I read a book. I don't know which one it was last year. It might have been oversubscribed, but hey, mama, what you got say? He said that a 1% change daily is better than a 10% change over your lifetime or something like that.
Oh yeah, for
I feel
sure.
like, if you make a 1% change every day, where you will be in 10 years, or maybe it was something like that, like where you will be in 10 years will, far surpass whatever you thought it would be in your lifetime. Whatever the thing is, go get oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley, I believe that's the name. But one change every single day, if you could just start incorporating stretching
Okay.
at night to release some tension. One day, the more you do that, one day you'll think to yourself, I'm ready for some shadow work. Let's see what she can tell me as to
Hmm.
better heal and feel better every day. Because this stretching got me feeling loose. I'm
Yeah.
ready. My energy is moving. I don't feel scared or nervous. Like this is not something that can't work for me. So
Oh, bless you, babe.
1% change every day will drastically change your life. So
I love that.
I agree.
Thank you so much for your time tonight, sis. We got our homework, we got our marching orders. So we're going to acknowledge our pain, identify the
Hmm.
story that we're telling. We're going to rewrite our story. We're going to identify how our pain birthed our current gifts. And then we're going to internalize the event as a positive element to integrate our shadow through validating it.
That sounds like a whole lot of crying to me.
you
Just
don't have to start out
sound,
that way.
it sound like a whole lot of crying. Just so I know I'm in pain here.
All my life I had to fight.
I had to fight and I'm
I
fighting
had to
still and I
fight.
want to
My,
stop.
Oh, go cry tonight, and we didn't release.
Yeah,
We didn't have some healing moments. We didn't have some revelations, and we didn't cry tonight. But
that's
I'm
true.
not saying that you won't have to cry because you need to cry. So you need to release that dense energy, make space and room for new things.
That's true. Is she saying the same thing? Look at her. What's she talking?
Mm.
I absolutely love her.
yeah, I've been crying. I've been crying for like 3 weeks. I've been crying for 3 weeks. I cried in my car today. I cried on
Listen,
live today.
you
It's all
released it.
good.
You know
You
what?
released it.
That's just you sharing that. I mean, help me. I was supposed to. We are now 8 weeks into the new year, and I have not. I have not yet went live on YouTube yet. I have not. I have not been committed to my YouTube goals or putting out my content. And here you are in the midst of your storm, going from pillar to post, and look at you showing up.
Girl,
There,
you've been live 2 weeks. You've been live two
You
weeks
live
straight.
already. Yeah.
I know, thanks to you. This is what I'm saying. So listen, you never know what you put out. That person with your art, you never know just by you showing up how you're blessing somebody else.
Yeah.
Look, I got work to do and I'm catching up on these few days also. Just I ain't gonna lie, just hearing you say tonight everything that you battling mentally and emotionally and even physically every single day, you are not allowing it to deter you from showing up for yourself. And I applaud you for that. I thank you for giving me the energy to get on my stuff and stop procrastinating, because I struggled with feeling as though my content wasn't needed or wanted, or people wasn't educated about what I do yet, so it wasn't going to be effective. But just by you showing up, this is how the creator works. Just by you showing up, inviting me to your platform, sharing your story, now I'm like, girl, show up for these people so they can help heal themselves. Show up for
Hmm.
yourself so that you know that you're worth listening to and that you have something to give. I struggle with it too, just because I'm you know, doctors can have, things that ail them, headaches too, things that I'm not perfect. I'm still a work in progress. So if this wasn't a real time example for the audience to see how by you showing up even in the midst of your storm helps someone else, because you're not allowing your self-sabotaging thoughts to
Mm-hmm.
stop you from being committed to yourself. And you just saw it happen in real time.
Yeah.
Praises to Allah, y'all. Thank you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna keep crying with y'all tonight,
Mm-hmm.
but I appreciate it. And Sister Damari, she dropped off, but before we started this, she said, you're gonna have to be committed to this, right? When don't nobody else want to do it, you're gonna have to show up for your audience every week, right? And
Yeah.
so I consciously made the decision to show
Yeah.
up. We only took 1 week off in this whole scenario, and all the sisters know it ain't. It's not. It's not something that I'm hiding, but it is something that I'm pushing through. And I know the day when I tell my story, it's people are going to be able to go back to this live and say she is in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
She's not capping. Like I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not one of those. Like people know. Like I tell people, I'm like, oh, it's a reason you met me. You're ready
Yeah.
to execute. I know my purpose in life, and that's how I wake up every day with a smile. And sometimes it gets so hard, but then I remember I got a son I'm trying to get back to. I got a baby who I'm trying to like get back to. I want him to see me whole. I want him to see me happy. I don't want him unlearning behavior at 26 when I started my healing. I want him to understand that I did
Yeah.
all of this work to be who the mother he deserves so that he can be the father that his kids deserve. I want to see him married. I want his wife to have the husband she deserves. I pray
Absolutely.
somebody's out there raising their daughter right because I'm raising my son right. You
Mm.
know, so I have a really big why, and now healing for the women has become a really big why for me. And you are just the perfect piece of that puzzle to be able to complete the cycle of work for us. And 5 is a powerful number. It's my favorite number. And we just happen to have 13 children betwixt the 5 of us. And
Yeah,
that's
we got a lot of kids.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
5 is an awesome number. It's the number of communication and numerology. So it's one of my power numbers. It's one of my
Yeah.
superpowers. So the more I communicate, the more effective my message is. So I like the number 5 as well.
See,
Yeah. Five
I'm,
is
I'm just grateful to Gabby. She knew that we needed to have you on the platform, and she's a really awesome planner. And I'm just grateful that she has been able to bring us together. And we're gonna do some work, so we're gonna continue with you. We're gonna run it up all March. Y'all be sure to tune in next week, Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful conversation. We're going to continue with the shadow work, and we're going to hold space for more Q&A. So do the homework. I
Mm-hmm.
will be sharing this video, so please rewatch it and do your homework. Book your 15-minute consultation, and we will see you on the other side of that shadow, y'all.
Absolutely. Into the light.
Okay.
All right, love y'all.
Love you too.
All right, assalamu alaikum. Peace, everybody.
Shalom.
Shalom.